Bang! Absolutely 100% procured from Neves Knives. What are we going to look at? Well, we're going to look at that Sun Ts380. This one's a lot of fun. First day carry, first carry. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, like I said, this is the initial carry. I've only been carrying it since about 6 o'clock this morning. I put this one off a little bit because I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to like it. And I've liked so many of the other knives. I don't like to do bad reviews if I don't have to. But I thought, let's give it a chance. So I got this out this morning. And my concerns were it's kind of an unusual looking knife. But after I've carried it today, I'm pretty happy that I did get it out. So what are we looking at? Carbon fiber over titanium. And I wouldn't say that this is a liner lock. I want to say it's a frame lock with scales. It is in 14C28N, which is a steel I absolutely love, and it's great on this. It has done a good bit of cardboard cutting. It does have one of Jared's very aggressive edges on it, which does do very good for cutting cardboard and things like that. As far as aesthetics, it looks pretty plain closed. And then it's got this unique blade. So I really don't know. I'm going to have to say it's almost spear point. You can see right there, spear point. I'm going to say it's almost spear point, but almost a modified sheep's foot spear point. So it kind of blurs the lines. Action on it, as I would expect from all of the Suns, action on it is amazing. I have not had very many Suns that I had much bad to say about. You have your flipper, you have your reverse flick. It does well in both. I'm not 100% sure as to the designer on this. I'm sure when we get around to the full review, I'll have that information for you. But it is done really well. Look at all the micro milling on the titanium. And then you've got these beautifully well done carbon fiber scales. They haven't been polished up too much, so they're not slippery, but they're just done to a grit and fineness that you can see that pearlescence. Big titanium pocket clip on it. It is awesome. Let's do some quick size comparison. I know it's first day in pockets, but I like starting to do the size comparisons this early. So the first knife we're going to look at is the QSP Penguin, which is not a real big knife, kind of a diminutive little. I love this knife so much. I know that a lot of guys like the more expensive version. I think that that's kind of a waste. It's so good like this. But you can see, pretty good size knife. It's not massive. So let's get this one out of the way and look at the next one, which is the Benchmade 940, also not a small knife, but not large. And you can see really big. You know what? It's kind of, I'm glad I broke this out. This is kind of a very similar blade shape, just without the cutout swedge, a lot broader. That's a good comparison in blade shape right there. I didn't even think about that. So, and then for our final comparison is going to be the Chris Reeves Sebenza. You can see they're really close in length and everything. Much broader blade on this. But yeah, they're really similar. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way and talk about this a little bit more in depth. So yeah, like I said, super comfortable in hand. Nice broad blade, not real thin blade stock, but it does come down fairly thin behind the edge. I had a bunch of cardboard that I had to get rid of. It was recycling day and I just got to get it out. So I cut down a ton of cardboard with this. As you can see, there's still some adhesive and stuff left on the blade. I did not get it completely cleaned up, but it cut like a champ. And a lot of it has to do with this nice wide flat spot, so you can just do those long cuts through. I did do some cutting around some stuff. I was cutting down a little bit of meat where I was trimming some fat on some meat because we're going to do beef stew and I didn't want all that fat in it. And I'm like, well, why don't I have, well, since I've got this out, let's do it. So I cleaned it up and it does a great job up here on this belly. I like a knife that has a big long flat and then a little bit of belly. Most of the work I'm going to do on a knife, which is why I like Wharncliffe's and sheep's foot so much these days. A lot of what I'm doing, I want a big, long flat. Very rarely am I doing anything where I'm cutting and sweeping cuts like that. I'm not skinning animals. I'm not processing meat or anything like that very often. But it is nice to have both, and I think this does a really, really good job of that. As far as the comfort of the handle, it's a nice, thick handle. Now, I know a lot of people don't like these big, thick, beefy handles, but I do have to tell you, it makes the knife so comfortable, and it lessens the impact of having a big, tall pocket clip. It really does. It gives you so much more acreage to hold onto, and your hands aren't going to get fatigued. Sometimes when you're cutting cardboard, if you're cutting a lot of cardboard, you'll feel your hands start to get tired up in here, and it's because you're pinching that knife hard, and you're literally fatiguing the muscles in your arm. If you've got a big, thicker handle or a broad handle, it allows you to have, you don't have to grip down as tight or as far, and it allows you to have the same amount of grip strength, but without pushing and squeezing so hard. The tighter you get down on your hand, the more you've engaged more muscles. So it is nice to have a big, beefy handle to hold on to. It lessens the fatigue. Like I said, really robust blade stock. Comes down, the distal taper really doesn't go the length of the blade because it is kind of a saber grind on this. So the saber grind means that you've got a little bit less transition, but it still does a pretty good job. You can see that comes down decently thin. It's never going to be a super slicer, but it's going to cut pretty well, and it's going to be robust. This is a good all-around outdoor and in, just around the house EDC knife. So if you're a guy that goes out in the woods, this would not be something you would have to shy away from. It is still really robust, but it does cut well. 14C28N is an amazing steel. It is one of my favorite steels. I have gravitated back from super steels to some of the really good mid-range steels like 14C, VG10, and some of those other steels, because while they don't hold an edge super long like your S30V that's in this, or other super high-end steels like 20CV that's in this one, they might not hold that edge as long, but I do have to say they are so much easier to maintenance and upkeep than some of your super high-end steels, and they're not as finicky when it comes to what stone you can use. You can sharpen 14C on pretty much any stone because it's really a good all-around bushcraft outdoor style steel. So nothing really to report bad, except I don't like lanyard holes. You guys know that, but at least if you're a lanyard guy, you have one that's done in a fashion where you're not going to cut your lanyard. The milling on it, like I said, perfect. The milling on it is perfect. It's kind of an unusual knife. I was afraid I wouldn't like it, but I definitely have come to really enjoy having this around today. So we'll see. I like the fact that this, they didn't have to do both sides, but your main cutout for this is on the inside. Even if it wasn't, this is one that you're not going to have as much of a problem with because you do have the scale overlay. No hot spots, no problems with jimping. Jimping. Jimping on the spine of this is okay. Like I said, I'm not such a fan of jimping, period, if it's not as functional. This is not as bad as some of the others. It is still a little slick. I could have done without the jimping if it wasn't going to be real aggressive. But that might be better in gloves. I might test that out and let you guys know when we get around to the full review on this. Guys, that's pretty much all I got on it. It's just, like I said, first impressions, first day in pockets. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts.
There you go, guys. We finally got around to the TS380. I know you guys saw the unboxing of this forever ago, and I have to tell you the truth. This video actually was filmed about 2 weeks ago, and I'm just getting around to realizing that I had not edited it. So we are filming the outro, just to be honest with you, because I just finished doing the video about sharpening that cheap swap meat knife that we got from Cutlery Corner Network. So guys, that's it. If you like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Please try to tell me why. I can't change the content if you don't tell me what you don't like. If you want to support the channel, it's as simple as like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, hit the bell icon. If you do hit the bell icon, make sure you get notifications turned on your device or you will not get notified of all the content I put up. If you want to support the channel financially, there's a handful of ways you can do it. I've got a ton of affiliate links down below because this is a self-sponsored channel. Anything you purchase with those affiliate links directly supports the channel and does not cost you anything at checkout. If you want to do it other ways, I have got a membership down below that is tier-based. Everyone saves $5 off my sharpening service and has access to my Gilded server. Premium and baseline tier members are automatically entered to a giveaway that I do about monthly, and premium tier members have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube that I've built for them. And the final way is I have a merchandise store on Ember Shirt Co. where I've set up a coupon code that will save you 10% on not only my merchandise, but any of the other content creators' merchandise that's there. And that coupon code is CrazySharp, all one word, capital C, capital S, CrazySharp. Saves you 10% at checkout. If you send me pictures of you wearing my merchandise, I will put them in the outro of the video. Guys, I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I will see you in the next video.